Most closers are spending 10 to 15 minutes in discovery before they even touch on a real problem, and it's costing them a lot of deals. I was reviewing a student call recently, and it took him 12 minutes to get to a pain point. But the best closers I know, they get to the issue within 2 to 3 minutes, and they close more deals as a natural result. The difference? They know exactly what questions to ask and when to ask them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to cut your discovery time in half while actually keeping the conversation highly relevant and problem-oriented. This is the exact approach that took me from $0 to $20,000 per month as a high-ticket closer. Let's get into it.
Austin, first time you guys going to make a transition into entrepreneurship, but how is, like, I guess your current routine looking like right now? Is it like a full-time job you guys do, or?
So I'm a project manager. I'm a technical project manager. I work with the software development and the data analyst team.
Stop. So, okay, we got to this point, and now you're going to ask for context. You're asking situation awareness questions. Not bad, not bad. It's just that I know a way that is faster to get into pain. Right after we set the agenda, what it is that we want? We want to start building the gap. How do we start building the gap? Pain. In order for us to extract pain, we need a problem, because that's how you're going to get pain, from a problem. In most cases, right? People that are going from bad to good, that's how you get it. So instead of asking situation awareness questions, you could even set up the question even more powerfully by saying, how long have you been employees? So after 10 years of being employees, what is the biggest reason why you've taken the courage of not wanting to do that anymore and start taking action towards starting your own venture right now? Because that question is going to give me deeper reasons. It's going to tell me, well, because, you know, economy is very expensive, things are going up, and we're not making enough money. Okay, but besides the economy and besides the external factors, when you look at your day-to-day life, when you reflect on what's important to you guys, what is the biggest reasons you want to do this transition and take a risk and start your own business right now? Yeah, mainly it's because of the money, man. Like, we really want to have more financial security, most importantly, financial freedom, because we want to build a family. Money, boom. Now you are on the money. You are on the conversation. You see? This is like, it just gets you there really quick.
But wouldn't you say that the situation questions give me context, so later they can lie because I know their situation, right? Because the situation gives me clarity on what they do. So whenever there's and from there, I can actually create a gap as well. Like, I see what you mean. Maybe in this situation, this works better, but I remember we'll do like a long ass situation awareness on basically everything, right?
Yeah, I know. And you can do that. I'm not saying that doesn't work. What I'm saying is that typically creates longer calls. So if you like that way and it works for you and you like the amount of time you're spending on one call closes, do that way. That's fine.
I don't really care how long a call takes, but the likelihood of being closed is the main priority.
Again, if you like kind of like that structure, you're comfortable with that, just do that. Like, do what you like and what works for you. And then once you exhaust that method, you're going to reach a ceiling. And that ceiling is, I cannot make more money because I cannot close faster. If I could close within 60 minutes, I could make more money. And then we can just start optimizing by that. So I don't want to completely turn upside down your process. The first part of the discovery, which is the part where we do everything we need to do to get into pain. Everything that goes from the beginning until we are now deep into pain with the person. The way that I see that part of the conversation is with 3 little conversations inside of that big conversation. The first conversation, I'm going to give them the benefit of telling me what's top of mind. That is the first conversation. And typically that is the North Star. So I ask an open-ended question, but very focused on what is the biggest reason, what is the biggest challenge, what is the main thing that is making you want to do something right now. If they give that to me and they offer me a window of a problem, I take it. And now I just go down deep into pain, which in most cases, if this has been properly set and the sales process is properly established, that's what's going to happen. And you're going to have a lot of efficiency, because from North Star, without having to cover current situation, you're going to get to pain, which is beautiful. But if for whatever reason, in this first conversation, I just try, probe, clarify, they don't give me anything that is tangible, that is a window of opportunity for me to go into pain, then I have my second conversation. And now in my second conversation, I'm going to collect data. I'm going to ask for current situation, and I'm going to put more data on top of the table so that they can see the shitty situation they have and they can pinpoint what it is that they don't like about their situation. That is the second conversation. And then if for whatever reason I'm dealing with a very difficult lead and after these two little conversations, I still do not have anything that I can probe into to extract pain, then the last conversation is what I call a carry. It's like you carry them literally and you put them in front of a problem, which is picking one of the data points that they've shared with you already, and then you do a breakdown of that. But that is my last resort. So for example, they're just dancing around and they work in McDonald's or whatever. They work 40 hours. They're fine. They're not admitting any problem or anything. Then the last conversation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, cool. Let's break down the data. And it's like, cool. So you work X amount of hours. You make this amount of money. Let's just make the data by hour. This is how you make by the hour. You make $5 an hour. So you're saying right now that you want to live this life and be able to experience this, but right now with what you're doing, you're spending 40 hours a week of your time and you have a $5 per hour ratio. That's where your wealth is at. That's your current level of financial freedom and time freedom. Would you agree? Yes. Okay. So when you think about that, how does that make you feel? So that is me forcing them down into a problem, forcing them down into looking at a piece of data and then asking them, how do you feel about that? Or what is the impact of that? Like you making $5,000 per month and working 40 hours a week, what is this doing to your goals of being able to spend more time with your family and to be able to live a life of freedom? What is these numbers saying about you and your goals? Well, there's no way I can get there. Why not? It's more leading. And I don't want the conversation to be too leading because it can trigger sales resistance. Oh, I know what you're doing, leading me towards a dead-end street. That's why I always want to play open, because when I play open, it feels more organic, because it is more organic, because you are telling me your problems. I'm just digging into those, but you are telling me what's important to you. And the power of influence is much bigger because they are saying it. They are leading their own sales process.
True. The first one I never get, makes sense with this offer. Second one, I can.
What if it wasn't like you thought it was? If I were to hop on these conversations, do you think I could get a problem right away from the first little conversation from North Star? I know I would. It could be a limiting belief. If I know what is the situation with how lost they are during the sales process, first thing I'm going to do when they book a call, message. Hey, this is Paulo here. I see that you guys booked a call. Is this correct? Yes. Okay, great. I would just give them context to make sure they show up with the right context. And then when they show up, I'm going to go, okay, Melina, right? Yes. Hey, Melina, how is it going? Paulo here. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay, so we're booked today for 45 minutes. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. I have a lot of calls, so I've been sending messages to everybody. I know we've been messaging the WhatsApp. Were you able to go through the resources I sent you? Oh, yeah, I went through it. Okay, it's just to confirm, we're on this call today because you're looking for external help and you really want a mentor on your side that can help you start an AI business automation. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how we run these calls, okay? You tell me what you think. So the first part is really diving into your situation right now, why specifically you believe this is the best vehicle for you and why you're considering this as your way to escape the matrix. And then specifically as well, what are the main obstacles and what are your biggest goals? What are you trying to accomplish from this? After that, if based on that, there's alignment with what we do over here and with the type of people that we work with, then I'm more than happy to walk you through the program and answer all your questions. Sound good? Yeah, sounds like a plan. So I have everything perfectly set up right now. When I hit them with, okay, so what would you say when it comes to your business life or your money life or whatever? What is the biggest reason you want to start an AI agency business right now? And they're going to tell me, bro. And I say, well, like we've been employees for a long time and we really want to build something of our own, becoming our own boss. Okay, that's very interesting. You said that with a lot of emphasis. When you say we want to become our own boss, with that emphasis, can you tell me a little bit more about what that means? Yeah, we would just simply like to make more money and just be more control of our time. That's the biggest thing. Why do you feel that's the biggest thing? What are you seeing right now? What are you noticing right now with your day-to-day or your current line of work that doesn't make you feel that you're in full control of your life? We work a lot of hours, man. It's just constantly on the clock. Constantly on the clock? I'm from Spain, so can you break that down for me a little bit just so I can see that? Yeah, it's just constantly da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, when was the last time you actually felt that way? Can you put me a kind of like an example of something that happened recently that made you feel, well, I'm not in control? Yes, you know what? Like I was supposed to leave at 5 last Friday, and we actually had an event with a friend that came all the way here to Canada. All of a sudden, 3 hours before, I had the command that I needed to stay 3 hours more. And I literally had no option because with these guys, like if you say no, they just cut you bonuses, they just do that, they do this. And that was kind of like the catalyst, so to say. I have to do something. Like, oh, how did that make you feel? When you had to talk to your friends that were supposed to come on Friday, like how the conversation went. And I'm in pain already. Oh man, it was just like crazy because, I really wanted to see them and, because of this, and da, 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 da. And I'm already in pain. I haven't even asked them about the current situation. What do they do? How long they do that? How many hours they work? Do they have a family they're taking care of? Do they commute? Do they not commute? I haven't asked them any of that, right? That's my first shot. My first shot is just like being present, focusing in, asking my North Star question, then my 2, 3, 4 follow-up questions after the North Star. And I always get something there, or almost always, like 90% of the times. And then the 10% of the times I don't get anything, then yes, then I just move into current situation. Okay, cool. We can definitely dive into those things. What do you guys do for a living? How long have you been doing that? Do you like it? You don't like it? Who else is doing that with you? Who else is, then I would just go into my second part of the conversation. Is this making sense? Or I'm overwhelming you?
Makes sense. Okay, cool. All right. No,
You can play it more if you want.
Okay. Did you know did it come out of the blue, or was it you already knew, okay, the contract is ending, that's when the job will stop?
No, so I did know like before 2 months, and I could like apply, but I just didn't want to do anything. I wanted to just take some time.
Yeah. Okay. Is that because you didn't like the job, or?
Yeah, and I wanted
Like
some
those
space
things.
just to think
Is it because you didn't like the job? That's more like a leading question. A leading question feels like you're searching for an answer. So current situation questions should be around the main problems that the ICP or that the audience have. Otherwise, situation awareness questions are going to become irrelevant. I'm going to put you an example. If we are in a business opportunity offer that is about making money, then it makes sense that I ask, what is it that you do for a living? Because with that, I'm going to be able to conduct the conversation towards how much money do you make? Not also how much money do you make, but what are the time and the resources that takes you to make that money? And the correlation is because you're looking for another money-making vehicle. So your situation awareness questions are questions that allows the prospect to see potential problems about their current situation. So if you ask a question that doesn't allow the prospect to raise the awareness about potential problems about the current situation, then it's a completely waste of time. That question doesn't help us. So for example, if you say, what do you do for a living? I'm a tech developer. Cool. What program do you use to develop? That question is irrelevant. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the person get awareness about the problem.
Yeah. But the question because it was a year ago when the contract ended, and he didn't start to work since then. That's basically what he tells me. He's been not doing anything for a year. He has a partner. His partner is working, right? So what other situational question? Like I can imagine 10 pain points just out of that, which he might has right now. What would you have done in this situation?
If someone tells me my partner has been working the whole time, I was working, but I've been unemployed for the last year, they might not say that. They might just massage it. I haven't been working for a while. Oh, okay, so you're not working right now? No. Okay, so how long have you been unemployed? Over a year. Oh, okay. So when you say that you've been unemployed over a year, does that mean that Ayusha has been the main provider, kind of like for the family over the last year?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yo, okay.
Just for me to understand, kind of like each person is different. Oh, yes. Okay, why is that though, if I can ask? I just want to know why you've been unemployed for a year, because maybe it's because he has an injury or something. Maybe it's like, because I don't want to go back to tech. Why you don't want to go back to tech? I hate it. Right? So the situation awareness questions are not like a machine gun. I'm just going to vomit all these questions, and then at the end, I'm going to hope that he's going to cry. It's just like I collect data, and as I collect data, I just try to connect the dots. It's like, no, there's nothing here. Okay, next piece of data. And maybe through the entire piece of data gathering process, maybe they don't even blink an eye. Maybe they're like, everything is fine. Yeah, I do this. And, yeah, 15 years ago. Wow, 15 years. Okay, it's been a long time. But I like it. They're just kind of like in this position. I don't fucking care. At the end of the whole data gathering, if I don't see any window of opportunity, then I don't have anything. But if I see any window of opportunity, I'm just gonna go in. That's why I'm asking questions. I'm looking for a window of opportunity to create pain.
So basically, the moment you see it, you don't care how long the situation is, how short it is, how long it is. The moment you see it, you go in straight. You don't matter how much info you gather, you go straight into it.
Why are we asking these questions? Like why are we asking current situation questions or problem awareness questions? Why? because we want to find an issue and then we just want to poke the issue and get the pain. So if you just give me pain for free, you give me a window like a shortcut, I'm going to take it.
Wouldn't you say that question has Ayushi being the main provider? It can also be interpreted as a leading question, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. What could be a less leading question that's still going to get the same answer?
I don't know.
Who is the main provider?
Fuck yes. Yeah.
So I guess just so I can kind of like understand the situation. So for the last 12 months, who has been the main provider?
Yeah, Dad, all of it.
All right. Hope you liked this training. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And if you want to close more deals, simply watch this video next.